we start recording?
Yes. What is up, guys? This is Cormac from the Disciples here, and we are with one Alex Robertson.
Hello. So I didn't top this event. I don't think this deck's very powerful versus the Ishizu cards because they put pedal back to the bottom of your deck or whatever, and then that's pretty good. So I went 4-3 at Pasadena. A couple of unfortunate rounds, but like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I still think the deck was good. There's a guy that went X2. I can't remember his name, but I saw it in one of the Facebook groups. So good job for him for going X2 with the deck. Unfortunately, he didn't top. But I still think this list that I ended up playing was probably the best take on it. I really don't like hand traps in this deck, even though I played it for Utrecht, just because it doesn't feel like you're generating enough advantage, and then on the clapback, it doesn't feel like it's done enough, really. That's my opinion. Yeah, we'll just go into what I played. So the same plant lineup as it's been for like the last 3 events. I still hate this card in this deck, except the fact that it based.
Let me see if I can.
Yo, based.
Yeah.
I still think this card sucks because like you just lose a body whenever you tribute it, but then again you also need it for some of the combos, which still never come up for me, but everyone else. All of this, I still think this is the correct ratio, just because you always want to have access to this card. It's really, really good to open, because not only is it an extender, but also just like instantly puts on the threat of negate, and then they have to deal with it, and you have the ability to play around cards. Whereas like having like a second copy of this always just feels very like weak in my opinion.
Sure.
2 Mudan, one of this. You still think you need 2 Mudan just for the follow-up plays, and especially now as well with the Ishizu cards, you just actually want to have like multiple copies of like some of the cards you need, just because like they just mill you out of one of these and you're just like screwed, right? Milled you out of one Concon, you're screwed. Like if you're only playing one.
No, that's fair.
It's fine. Like 15 monsters or something. The most base card in the deck, this card like actually just wins you every single game. This card's also really loyal. I think I drew this like at least twice a match, and one game I opened 2C2 of this, and that was based. Yeah, this is fine. You still want to play a 2, I think.
Sure.
The Rikka cards. I might play a Tri-Third Concon as well. But again, this ratio is fine. I do think trying a third is okay. If I'm playing this deck again, I will try a third. Then for like the good cards in the deck, Lamel. 3 Prosperity, just because after Euros, like Marcus the entire time of Euros was just like, why are we playing Prosperity? We should play Prosperity. I was like, nah, you need your extra deck. Then I tried it for a regional a couple of months ago, and it was like actually really good. So I kind of learned that Marcus is better than I am. Weird.
But it's for 3 though. That's the thing you need to realize.
Yeah, you're only doing it for 3. You can never do it for 6. Realistically, you can. So you can do it for 6. So basically, I think the argument you have when you're doing it for 6 or more is you just have to realize you're not playing Sunavalon anymore. You're playing a Rikka control deck.
Yeah.
Which sometimes in more the slower matchups it actually comes up, and you just like banish basically until you're down to like almost just like these sorts of cards, and you just like keep all of these. You get rid of all. If you're gonna do that, you just get rid of all of this, and yeah, sneak peek. But yeah, you just get rid of all those cards, and then you're just playing control.
Yep, that's fine.
Terraforming, Mystic Mine. Even though Mystic Mine can get popped by like Chain, Shuffler, then on res Pellerina Pop and like Heartbeat and stuff, I still think it's really good just for breaking boards, and I think that's the important thing for this deck. You just want all your cards to have really good value and be threats. So that's why like all of these following cards are like really, really good cards. Talents, obviously this card's just always live. Even going first, going second is just live. Feather Duster, this has just been great, pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, every single time I played this in the main for this deck. One, you just need like you just want outs to like mine deck floodgates and stuff because your deck just doesn't have it. And then also just going second, like almost every single matchup is also just good to activate. Like either baits out crime or you just like get rid of like Suliak field spell and then you're like you can activate mine and it's fine. Stuff like that. 3 evenly. I wasn't sold on this going into the event. I wasn't sure what I wanted to play in this stock because this is 45 cards. There's a lot of arguments to play 40 in this deck, but from my personal opinion, getting the math right on engine to non-engine, because I don't think any of the engine you're playing is cuttable. So I think getting the math right on engine to non-engine is really important, and I think I found the best compromises at 45 cards for this specific list, or this specific engine count even. So I wanted to play 45, And I didn't brick on non-engine to engine ever. Like I always found it fine. Actually, one game I did open like 2 Mystic Mine, 2 Dark Ruler, Terraforming, and Drill Imperm for turn. So that's pretty bad, but it's fine. Well, that's the only time it's ever come up. I think the math is fine still. But this is like the best compromise because it's good versus everything. And even versus like the Tillerman deck, if they have crime, like obviously this is just trade with crime. But then you also have like loads of other cards that also can trade with crime. So just being able to resolve this is also just Exodia. This one is probably just like the best hand trap and it doesn't lose to like talents or stuff like that. So I think this is just the best card. And then obviously the base card.
The win condition.
The win condition, yeah. It's still broken versus like tier even now, like even though they've got like Harpy and stuff, like this is still just like the best card because you just put them under the rivalry and then you just win. X-Ray hasn't changed, 2 Strenner. I spoke to someone about playing 3 and I don't think you need 3. But yeah, anyway, these two, still think you need these two, it's fine. I don't think playing Alcea is good enough, personally, but that's just me. 3 Dryas, the Healer, the Thrasher, again, don't need more, I don't think. 2 Jasmine, you need a second just in case the first one gets like hand traps, then you just like link this and one of the guys off for a second one and then you just get the Tribute still and you get Petal out of deck in this game. This one still comes up. Actually, one game versus, I think it was Moffat. So I played Moffat round 6, and he input my Mudan, which is like the best play because no one ever does that. And then I made this just to mill Concon out of my deck, or just to like RNG hit Concon.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I got so excited that I milled Concon, I just completely ignored that I hit 2 names as well, and I just didn't even summon the back. I just like added back the Concon. But oh well. Anyway, then Malaya, she don't need more than 1. Bang, also don't need more than 1. And Trouble Sunny is here for Slayer because I still think you need that for Sprite. Side deck, based card. So realistically, this is like actually like really, really sketchy. But like in theory it is anyway. But then when you actually start playing with it, you realize that when your opponent is playing, when you get shifted by your opponent, it's actually like super chill because you still have like your seeds. Your seed still gets you to like Jasmine into Mudan, Mudan gets you Field Spell, and then any other Rikka card gets you Princess, so you end on Field Spell Sheet, Princess, through Shifter, and then you still got like Interrupts, right?
Yeah.
And then Shifter's already put them back a card, they've already lost resources, so I think it's like good enough, personally. Then for like the other based cards, I decided to play this as a package just because I think Sprite is still like actually a really hard matchup. I think it's harder than Tier. Even though issues with Tier is like fucking dreadful. I still think you need this as sort of a win condition versus that deck. Because trading hand traps is never going to work. You need to like, and then they stay up Toad and like, I don't think these are always enough to like break through that board. And then this just puts them in such a disadvantage that they just lose so many costs just from this one activation, I think. So I think still there. The Docker also just covers like Flunder and stuff like that as well. So it's quite neat in that regard, and then I realised that I have nothing else for Flunder, so it's good. Call by the Grave, so when my opponent shifters me, I can call by the Grave it. No, it's just like another going second card. But then I also wanted 5 go first cards, so that when I'm going first, I can side out like any combination of these 6. I normally leave one of these 2 in, but I just wanted like a section of 5 going first cards.
That's fair.
So like at least get rid of these cards. Sometimes leaving this in depending on the matchup, or sometimes leaving this in depending if I want to use this for terraforming. But yeah, deck was fine. The Shizu matchup is still actually horrendous, and I haven't figured it out yet. Because it's fine until they basically you can't let them mill. And that's an issue. Because the way I used to play that matchup is you just let them mill and you just negate the fusions. But now you can't do that because the second they start milling you, they start putting shufflers in grave, they just like start generating so much advantage that like from nowhere, and you're just like, how do I like navigate this from here? And you just start spiraling out of control, your petal's gone, there's this game over. So I think this deck is a bit hard to play now, in my opinion. I'll try it again at some point, but yeah, shout out to everyone that came over to us and like just was nice. It was good to see people. Good to see people just like recognizing us, especially in America, because we haven't really played events over here. Shout out to Gabe and Sam for topping. Shout out for Marcus and Asala for almost topping. And then yeah, we had like going into day 2, we had like 5 people on X1/X2.
Yep.
So like it was really good to see just that many people. And even though we only had 2 in Top Cut, like there was like I think it was like 5 UK people, right?
There were 5. There was like us two. No, I think 5. Yeah. I'm trying to remember if we included 5.
5 or 6 UK people. Like, and that's like really good to see in my opinion. Especially like first American event of format. Whatever.
Hello, Blue Dog. We're having a good time here in LA.
What's he on the camera? What's he on camera?
A little bit.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Shout out to the Card Market, Meta Mats, Mike from the Brotherhood who's also in LA based.
Gamers Apparel.
Gamers Apparel, not really though, but we still need more jerseys, so based.
Wait, I don't have money from Card Market.
I know.
Oh.
Unlucky. Why did we even come here? Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll be with you some point later with on the Rikka Files. Goodbye.